Assalamu alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum, peace. This is Tracy Lene Muhammad, and I am once again outside enjoying this weather. I'm in Virginia, and right now it's about 70 degrees, 70s, maybe 75 degrees. The wind, light little breeze going, so it's not too hot, and I'm sitting on the earth. The purpose of me sitting on the earth is I was feeling a little flighty today, and the earth, it is alive. Standing on it grounds me. So I wanted to get some grounding, but I also wanted to bring some information to you. This morning when I was deciding, well, what am I going to talk about today? What subject? I decided to talk about weight. So I'm going to take these glasses off because I think it's important that you see my eyes to see that I'm very genuine when I speak about this subject. I've struggled with it my entire life. I've always been the fat little girl. Well, let me rephrase that. From 0 to 10, I wasn't fat. I was an average sized child. And then at 10, I just blew up. And from 10 to 16, I was fat. I was fat. And it helped me to get into a low self-esteem space, because when you're overweight, you tend to be picked on by others. And I have a mouth, so I would definitely defend myself. I was never what you would call bullied or picked upon, but I did get my share of fat jokes, and I could make them right back. I remember once, this little boy said to me, "You're a UFO. An unidentified fat object," and it hurt my feelings, but I came right back at him because I have a very swift mouth, and I said, "I bet you won't call me that." Well, no, I said, the next time your mother is getting her ass beat by her daddy, don't call me. Because he used to call me when his father, who was abusing his mother. Now, I'm not justifying what I said back to him, but I just wanted you to know I wasn't in a space where I sat over in the corner and cried over him calling me a UFO, an unidentified fat object. It hurt my feelings. Consequences for that, for me, of being overweight, where I didn't treat myself the best of ways. And as a young girl, by the time I turned 16 and started to shed the weight and get a little taller, I became very promiscuous. And I was promiscuous because any boy that looked my way, I figured, oh, he likes me, he must like me, because I had such low self-esteem. For me, the turning point was in my 20s, because I was really fit in my 20s. By the time I was 17, my mom, who was always very fit, and then my sister was very thin, my mother was an aerobics teacher. And I started taking her aerobics class and getting even thinner. I started teaching for myself when I got in college. I started teaching group aerobics, group fitness. But I still had a fat mindset. I still believed I was fat. And I went through a series of I'm really good at fasting, and it's because I would go from eating absolutely nothing for weeks at a time. I'm not exaggerating. Like, I would just drink water for weeks at a time, to then eating everything that wasn't nailed down, that wasn't healthy. I would get super thin and look like I was on drugs, and then I would gain some of the weight back. I am out of my comfort zone now because I'm heavier, and I don't want to be this way. So the purpose of the video is to talk to you about one of the reasons why, my why for joining the team at Arbonne and partnering with them, because the fitness aspect of it, and taking the whole 30, which in June 3rd to July 3rd, I started yesterday, and I'm very proud of what I did, but it's mental. Weight gain is mental. We are overweight because we are carrying too much weight on our minds. We, as a society, eat way too much garbage, and we say things like, I'm gonna treat myself. Well, what is it? How are you treating yourself with bad food? That's not a treat, that's a trick. We do things like, well, I'm going to eat really well all week, and then on Saturday and Sunday, I'm just going to let myself eat whatever I want, because I'm not going to live life not eating what I want. Well, you're not going to live life long if you continue to eat foods that aren't for you. This is a video that might offend some, and it's not my point or my purpose to offend, but it's just to get real. So I'm gonna go back in my story. So from 21 to I got married at 27, I was in amazing shape, and I barely wore clothes because the whole world was going to know that the fat Tracy Coppage was gone, and now look at Tracy Lene. She looks good. I lived in that space, and I was promiscuous up until I was like 24, and then I decided, I took a vow of celibacy because, you know, I felt like, okay, I have used up my body. I'm going to be raw. I have been a cum bucket long enough. No more of that. I'm going to change, and I did. And in that change, I've been married now for 23 years, very faithful, very loyal, because that's who I am. That's how I show up in the world. What happened with me was I still had that mentality. So then I had children, and I would go up and down on my weight. I would go up and down on my weight. And finally, after my fourth child, I just decided I don't want to be heavy. I don't want to be heavy. And I got into the exact size I wanted to be, and I said, I want to be a size 6. And I was there for a few years. And now I'm creeping on back up. I'm nowhere near a 6. I'm a 12. Yep, I'm not ashamed to say it. I am now 200 pounds, but that's not going to be long. I'm joining Arbonne. I've already joined Arbonne. I am joining the fitness challenge, and I want you to join with me. It's worth it. It's 30 days, so it's basically $10 a day. And you get the shakes, you get all of the things that you will need. If you inbox me, or if you have my number, contact me. I will never spam you. I will not come and ask you. If I know you, then I'll let you know that there's an opportunity if we know each other personally. But if we're just Facebook friends or IG friends, I can help you. I know that I can. I know that Arbonne can help you get yourself fit. The first thing you have to do is to decide up here that you want to be fit. And then how you do that is get yourself one of these and one of these, a pen and a paper, and ask yourself, if you're overweight, what are some of your triggers for eating? If you sit still long enough, your body will tell you what your triggers are that make you overeat, that make you get into a space where you think cookies and pie and cake and milkshakes and McDonald's and Chick-fil-A and pizza are the right choice. They're not. And I'll go so far as to say we are doing a disservice to the God force within us to feed it foods that's killing it. We're killing ourselves. If your weight, if you have a big belly, you know what that is? That's nothing but undigested food. It's waste. So you are literally full of shit. Period. Full of shit. And the excuses that you make are full of shit. Oh, well, I'm going to be heavy because my mama was heavy and her mama was heavy. No, your mama and her mama ate poor foods, ate bad, and they gained weight. There is no such thing as being fat by design. There's just not. We're just not. Our body can't even. You know how I know it's not? Because it kills us. It gives us high blood pressure and diabetes. So it cannot be by design. And I know a lot of us are sensitive. You know, they say, oh, don't fat shame, but we can skinny shame. I have a good girlfriend who's very thin. Oh, and they can shame her. Oh, you need to eat something. You need some food. Eat this hamburger. They can shame her all day long. But let somebody say something about somebody fat and we ready to call the cavalry. Oh my God, you just call me fat. Well, you are fat. I am fat. But I'm not going to stay fat because fat is not my birthright. Fat is my inability to discipline myself on when I eat, how much I eat, and what I eat. The best way to the perfect health is to eat one meal a day. No joke. One meal a day between 4 and 6. That is the best time. Your body ain't, you know what? When you first wake up, your body isn't calling for food. Your mind is conditioned to say, it's breakfast, so I should eat. But really, try it. Now they have this thing. Now that was brought to us by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now it's called intermittent fasting. I don't care what you call it, just do it. Eat one meal a day, and in that one meal, you sit down and you start with your salad. Get that green in. Then you eat a nice size piece of, if you're a meat eater, I'm back to vegetarianism, that works best for me. But if you're a meat eater, I would never suggest anybody eat pork. That's not even food. Go look it up. The pig is the garbage can of the earth, and the pig just eats all kind of garbage. Did you know pigs don't even sweat? Did you know that pigs can handle disease? So do you want to eat something that can hold on to that? But off that soapbox and back on to why you should join Arbonne 30 with me and lose this weight. This is not me trying to sell you something, because for real, I'm gonna be okay. I serve a mighty divine God, so all of my needs are always met. What I'm doing now is utilizing my platform and utilizing me to help others, because that's what we're here for, right? To be in service to others. So if I'm here to be in service to you and I have a product that can help you, then you should purchase it, because it's a win-win. You win, I win, the world wins. But understand that weight gain is mental. It starts here. The thoughts that you have about yourself, about your worth and your value. That's what it is. It's about, what do you see? Now, lots of times we can be going through something. When I would be depressed, now I'm the opposite. When I'm depressed, I don't eat anything. So part of that, after my last daughter was born, that I was depressed. I was going through something really deep, and I was going through it, and I'm a champ, so I was going through it, but I would be held back some, so I didn't eat. Like, I would have these overwhelming thoughts. So for me, I didn't eat when I was that way. When I feel really low, then I just do nothing. I don't eat anything. I sacrifice myself, which is not a good thing. When I'm really happy, I'm eating everything that ain't nailed down. So now I'm learning the balance. I'm going to stay really happy, but I'm not going to eat everything nailed down. I'm going to take care of myself. My saving grace is I love to exercise. I would probably be 300 pounds the way I eat, and if I didn't exercise, but I love to exercise. So that was my saving grace. But now I'm recognizing that I want to get this off. And let me tell you something, if you know me, this is huge, me showing you, I gotta get this off, but I'm going to. I'm showing it because as you watch me, let's say you decide not to join in June. When you look at me in July, you're gonna be like, oh shit, I need to do that. And it'll still be available. So if you don't decide to come along now, you will come along. And this video is a bit long, but it's needed to be long, and hopefully that I'm keeping you with me, because it is very long, because I want to talk about not shaming yourself and deciding to start right now, today. Drink water. You know that lots of times when you have a headache or you feel tired, it's because you're dehydrated. You don't have enough water in your body. Try the water first. Before you try anything else, just try some water. If you have a headache, before you pop an Advil, drink a tall glass of spring water, room temperature. Take 5 breaths in and see if that doesn't do it. And then if that doesn't do it, maybe have your Advil. But look at why you got to keep having Advils. I at night, I have beside my bed, I drink, before I go to bed, I drink 8 to 12 ounces of water. I'm all up and down all night going to the bathroom, but it's okay. The first thing in the morning, I open my eyes, I look up, I say, thank you for another day. I get up, I said, cheers to another day, and I guzzle down 12 ounces of water. My husband is so sweet. He puts that water by my bed every night, because he works later. And when he comes in, he brings up my water and sits it on the nightstand, because he knows that I'm gonna drink it first thing in the morning. So, and then I have some coffee. I don't start off with the coffee, I drink the water first. Water is very important. Perhaps you can put down those fruit juices. They're not good for you, it's just sugar. But first deal with your mints. I was talking about the notepad, writing it out. Writing out your triggers. And guess what? Nobody sees it but you, so you can be authentic. Oftentimes we're so afraid of what other people will think about us that we're not honest. But be honest with yourself, truthfully. I tell my children this all the time. When some miraculous way the ghosts in our house eat up all of the food at night, you know, all of the snacks, and I say, who did it? And not me, I ain't had none. Oh, I ain't had none. Oh, I know I didn't have none. So the ghost is eating it up, you know. I tell them, you do realize that by lying to me, you're not getting away with anything, because you know the truth. So in everything in your life, you know the truth. So you're only lying to yourself. Telling yourself that you can't lose weight means you won't lose weight. Or telling yourself that, oh, I'm gonna do it and I'm doing better. No, you're not. You're lying to yourself. You gotta stop lying to yourself. Let me help you stop lying to yourself by first triggering weight loss gene by taking that, no, I'm sorry, not weight loss gene, that weight loss by using the products. They're all natural, so they're good for you. They're vegan, and you don't have to be a vegan to do the program, because you can have a meal, and it's suggested that for that 30 days you cut out all meat. It'll also help you to see what your triggers are. When you pull everything out of your diet except for what we should really be eating, you may decide not to put those things back. You may decide to put them back. I have done it up and down, up and down. My closet has clothes from size 6 to size 16, and I'm just going through them. Well, what I did about 3 weeks ago, I gave it all away. I kept only those things that I just like, oh, I might get into this again, but I made myself promise it wouldn't even be that much. And I'm going to get back in it again. I am determined. You know why? Because my mind has changed. I want to live a long time, and I want to be as healthy as I can. And I understand that if my gut is big, that is dis-ease, and that dis-ease could come out in a different way, and then we get real serious. Then everybody gets serious when you go to the doctor and the doctor tell you stop eating pork or stop eating this and stop eating that, or you gonna die. And then some people take it serious and some people don't. It doesn't matter what size you are, and this is not about everybody being a size 6, but if you are over a size 16 and you're not like 6 feet tall, you're killing yourself. You're not supposed to be that heavy. You can go and get your BMI done, your body mass index done, to see the ratio of fat to muscle that you have. You can do that and start from there, or you can right now decide that this infomercial done by Tracy Muhammad for Arbonne 30 is enough, and you want to start today. And you have the money. Trust me, we got the money. I stopped doing Starbucks. So I had done my budget a few years ago. Not done my budget. I looked over what I was spending a few years ago, and I literally was spending $308, I think it was $380 or $390 in Starbucks for the month. I bought a coffee machine. That first one I got the one with the latte stuff that you could steam the milk, because I like steamed milk in my coffee. I didn't put sugar or anything in it, but I like steamed milk in my coffee, so I got that one. I stopped doing that. So that's a savings, you know, and I wasn't missing anything, you know. I don't need to make Mr. Starbucks wealthy. It's okay every now and again if you want to have it, but just spending all of your money, that's if you have a tight budget. If you got it like that and you can spend that and do the Arbonne, that's great. But if you don't, you can look at your budget where you're spending and cut back. And you can cut back on snacks. Another true confession, I do a lot of organic food, but I was doing organic snacks. So I would go into TJ Maxx and spend like $40 to $50 on organic snacks. And I would lie to myself and say, well, this is for the month, and it would last 3 days. I would eat it all. And I wouldn't even eat real food. I literally would go days where all I ate was chips, cookies, and chocolate covered almonds from TJ Maxx. All that stuff, it caught up with me, because last year, I literally have gained 20 pounds. I'm getting rid of it because it doesn't belong to me, and I want to help you get rid of it. Weight is one of those things where we don't like to talk about it, but it's a necessary conversation. It's the elephant in the room, literally. I'm the elephant in the room. Haha, it's a joke. Don't get frustrated. But deciding to take care of yourself, because fat steals your beauty. It really does. It steals the beauty, because you're starting to get all big and your face is distorted. And this is not me trying to hurt your feelings. If this is triggering, then write down why that's triggering. What's making you feel this way? If you've been overweight your entire life like me, then you have a lot of triggers. I remember Taraji was 5. And my uncle is a pastor. My oldest uncle is a pastor. And we went to his, what do you call it, anniversary. And I was in a dress that was a size 6. I'm 5'7". The dress was a size 6. And one of my aunts said, if you don't move your fat tail in front of the camera, fat tail, does she have a full-length mirror? But what that was is, she wasn't seeing me. She wasn't living in present time. She was in the past when I was a fat tail. But here I am standing here looking fucking fabulous, and you calling me fat? So, of course, I have the gift of gab, And I looked at her and said, it must be an invisible mirror standing between me and you, because you just called me fat. You must be talking about yourself. She laughed, because that's the way my family is. But that's what I'm saying. Here she is calling me overweight, and I, for about 5 seconds, shrunk down like Fatty Tracy until I, you know? And so, and even, I'm going to get real personal. Even in my marriage, my weight was causing a problem. It was after our third child was born, and we had gone away on vacation, and I couldn't be intimate. I was a size 14 then, so yeah. I know some of you may be like, oh, what's wrong with her? But when you understand the culture that I grew up in, wanting to be an actress and and being in the fitness world, 14 was pretty big for me. And I had a problem with being intimate with my husband. I was like, I'm just too fat. And we worked through it, and he said, well, why you eat so much? Huh? I just told him that I'm having a problem, and he asks me why I eat so much. Does he understand? This is damaging. But he was right. Why you eat so much? He said, Tracy, you always eat it. You snack all the time. Every time you turn around, you eating something. My mother used to say, every time I call you, I'm hearing munching in the background. They were right. I'm going to change that. You know why? Because I want to live longer. I want to look fabulous while I'm living longer. And I want to get back in those clothes. There's some vanity to it. I got stuff that's a size 29 jeans. I want to wear those again. Yes, I do. And I will wear them again. Not just with osmosis and abracadabra, I'm going to wear it, but I'm going to do the work. And the first thing I'm going to do is clean my body out with All 130. I've been talking now for 21 minutes. So if you're still listening this long, not only am I grateful you listened this long, I want to invite you to contact me so we can get started on this. We can do it together. I will be there with you every step of the way, being your support. You do need to exercise, but you can walk. Walking is the best exercise anyway. You can swim. You can do yoga. You can do all kinds of things, but you've got to love yourself enough. Now, if you're not ready, if you need to work on self-love, then I would suggest you get out that journal and start talking to yourself about food. And this takes work. Every time you want to eat something bad, write down what's going on. Let's pay attention to ourselves. Let's come into the present moment. Let's decide to love ourselves. Now, let me make a disclaimer. I am in no way saying that everybody fat is unhappy with themselves. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that everybody fat has something going on up here that's not connecting them to understanding that good health, slimness equals longer life. Now, slimness doesn't mean skinny. It means slim and trim with not a lot of excess weight, especially around that midsection. It means not having your skin act up, because you can be unhealthy. Because yes, you can be skinny fat. You know, people who are very thin but they're not healthy. That can happen too. But right now, I'm talking about those of us that need to lose weight, that need to let go of being overweight. That's who I'm talking to right now. I'm saying to you, I am inviting you to take a step in the right direction by first joining me for 30 days of clean eating, and after that, we'll take it from there. I'll be there for you every step of the way. I want to thank you so much for your time, because I know it takes a lot to listen 22 minutes to somebody, especially when they're talking about that uncomfortable thing called weight. But we can do this together. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum, peace out to Brooklyn and everywhere else.